Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Edu Vibes. It is a privilege to share a few thoughts with you today on when truth is mistaken for confrontation. Let me begin with something simple. Most people are comfortable when things are going well, when systems are smooth, when rules are clear, and when nothing is being questioned. That is understandable. But life inside institutions, workplaces, and even relationships is not always that simple. There are moments when something feels off. Workload increases, systems become unclear, or decisions feel unbalanced. And at that point, someone eventually speaks up. And this is where something interesting happens. When things are said quietly without resistance, they are often accepted easily. But the moment a grievance is spoken clearly, it is sometimes no longer seen as feedback. It begins to feel like confrontation, not because the truth has changed, but because perception has. There is a common human pattern here. When we are comfortable, we often see ourselves as fair and open. But when we are challenged, even slightly, it becomes harder to separate the message from the messenger. At that moment, empathy becomes selective, and self-reflection becomes less immediate. What is often missing in such situations is not intelligence. It is distance from emotion. Because when identity, authority, or reputation feels involved, even simple feedback can feel like opposition. But here is an important point. A grievance is not an attack. When expressed through facts, structure, and intent to improve, a grievance is simply information. It is feedback from someone who is experiencing the system differently. And every system, no matter how well designed, depends on that feedback to improve. The challenge here is not in not speaking up. The challenge is in how it is received. We need to gradually shift from seeing feedback as disruption to seeing it as participation, from seeing disagreement as resistance to seeing it as engagement. Because silence is not always stability. Sometimes silence is only the absence of safe expression. And when people do finally find the courage to speak, what they are often asking for is not conflict. They are asking for clarity. They are asking to be understood within the system they are part of. If we truly want better institutions, better workplaces, and better decisions, we must learn one simple discipline: to listen first without immediately defending, to receive without immediately judging, and to respond without assuming intent before understanding content. Because truth does not become smaller when questioned, it only becomes clearer when examined honestly. So the real question is not whether people will speak up. They will. The real question is, when they do, will we have the patience to hear them as participants in improvement, or will we mistake their honesty for opposition? This is food for thought. Thank you.